ask my dear friend and guest, Mr. Namori Kamara, to join me. And you please welcome him. To speak about these challenges, Mori, because this gentleman done his best to get Guinea on the stage and do his best to get Africa on the global stage. So my first question to you, Namori, what is in your point of view, as someone who spent so many years within the aviation community, not just in Africa, but around the globe? Namori was working in the UK for many years. So what, in your point of view, is the key main challenges for African aviation, so we guys will be that big circle?
Thank you very much, Yolanta. I think these challenges that we will mention, by the way, for me are opportunities. Africa aviation has the greatest potential in the world. Why Africa aviation has the greatest potential in the world? I think 1/4 of the people in the world will be African in the next few decades. If you look at also the demography in Africa, probably something that you missed is the population is extremely young.
Yes.
The average age in Africa is 18 years old, when the average age in Europe is 42 and 31 in Asia. So these are drivers that enable, by the way, the market, the African aviation markets. But again, as you mentioned, we have few challenges that we need to turn into opportunities. In the next few decades, Africa will need 1,000 aircraft, according to Boeing and Airbus. But in order to meet this tremendous demand, the demand is there, but the portion of African share in the global air traffic is too small. I think it's 2%. And if you look at the 2% share at the global traffic, you look at also the share of African participation in the GDP is around 3%. So we need to, the African leadership need to understand that aviation will be probably the sectors that will fasten the growth in Africa. You've rightly mentioned that the traffic population will double, and also the GDP, if you look at the numbers today, the contribution of the African aviation markets is around, I think, 63 billions into the GDP, which creates around 8 millions. But again, we have challenges. We'll talk about these challenges. Number one challenges are infrastructure issues. I think we need to invest a lot in infrastructure in Africa. Africa has been lacking beyond in terms of physical infrastructures at the airports. And I can see in Africa some of these challenges has been taken into account. First of all, fix your airports. It's very important. If you want to have all this traffic grow, I think the traffic growth will be around 7% in Africa, which is above the global traffic. You need to make sure that you meet the global standard, because when people fly from Istanbul to Guinea, for example, they're expecting the same standard. And in Guinea, we have started already by investing heavily in our infrastructure, revisiting the existing airport, but also expanding the airport. So infrastructure challenges has to be met. But there is also something extremely important, which really, despite all the potential of the African market, because the potential is there, that's undeniable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why still Africa is not meeting that potential? The second one is connectivity. We have the lowest connectivity in the world, the highest ticket fare in the world. It costs more, it's more expensive to fly from 3 hours flight from Conakry to Lagos, for example. If I would like to fly on economy, it will probably take me 2,000 or 1,000 pounds, and it will probably take me, let's say 14 hours. But look at the same journey from Istanbul to Berlin, okay? 3 hours, the average flight is less than 200. So we need to increase the connectivity in Africa. It's extremely important that we liberalize the African market. We push the fifth freedom, and SATAM